Hello, I'm Sean Lowry, Senior Vice President of Sales and Marketing at Lowry Solutions. And on today's webcast, I'll be joined by John Bonanno, Channel Sales Manager at Honeywell, and Al Rivet, Senior Director of Enterprise Sales at Lowry Solutions. Guys, thanks for joining me today. So in the brief discussion, I'd like to get both of your thoughts on using newer Android operating system devices. And specifically, we're going to share with the audience the top 3 pitfalls to avoid when planning an Android technology migration. We know more and more companies have started to move to the new Android devices to replace their Windows Embedded and Windows CE operating system devices, which are no longer supported by Microsoft as of January 2020. And VDC research reports more than half of companies have or are currently migrating to the new Android devices, and the vast majority of companies will have made that transition within the next 2 to 3 years. So John, my question to you is, what do you think the Windows mobile end of support really means for companies?
So Sean, the number one pitfall is not developing a plan now and delaying decision until it's too late. As you mentioned, the Windows sunset date has come and gone, and the first problem these companies are going to have is to overcome the frequency of OS releases. In contrast to Windows Embedded, which was a very stable OS for many years, Google has been very aggressive in adding new features and functionality, resulting in a new release every single year. So in order to take advantage of these enhanced features, bug fixes, and even security updates, companies absolutely need to include OS upgrades as part of their transition strategy. One thing Honeywell's done quite a bit different than our competition is we've developed a Mobility Edge products on a patented SOM, or System on Module. A SOM is a small board. I've got one in my hands right here. It's designed to carry all the key components of the device. So the chipset, memory, the WAN radios, LAN radios, Bluetooth, Zigbee, all of that stuff's included on a single board. And all of the form factors within the Mobility Edge product family, whether it be a full screen handheld like our CT40, or an ultra rugged forklift grade device like our VM1A, or even our brand new RT10A tablet line, every device uses the same interchangeable SOM. Now, we didn't just come up with this on our own. We carefully engineered the solution involving both Qualcomm and Google. And because of that, we're the only manufacturer in the industry that's able to guarantee the life cycle of our devices because of the support contracts we have in place with both of these partners. Currently, we have published guarantees through Android R and a commitment to support Android 12 and 13, so S&T. Our competition using older designed architectures can only provide a roadmap or an intent to support with no guarantee or commitment from either Google or Qualcomm. So where the competitors have never supported more than 2 OS upgrades on a single device, the Mobility Edge SOM1 will support as many as 8 versions of Android, ranging from 6 through 13. Al, Lowry's helped many companies make these transitions over the years. What are some of the areas your customers have run into trouble with?
Hey, thanks, John. Just some feedback first. One of the primary things we're hearing from customers is when they're making the move to Android, they want a platform move. And Honeywell's Mobility Edge, it's just that. It's a platform to migrate to. And as you mentioned, different device types across the enterprise, but the same platform to have the applications communicating to. And once that decision's made, then we work with the customer to decide what's the current long-term applications these devices will be communicating with so that we can make that migration plan. We get our professional services teams involved to migrate, and those migrations they're not overly complicated. But also, as you shared, John, some areas of concern, we try to guard our customers from looking at very, very nice to look at and seem to fit consumer Android operating system devices. These can be very short-term and don't look at the long-term upgrade path that Mobility Edge and Operation Intel will help us, deliver in a long-term fashion. And one additional urgency to move to Android is the dreaded COVID-19. There's software clients out right now on Android-based devices that help with dwell time, locationing, managing the workforce as it relates to proximity. These software clients are not offered on older Windows devices. Customers will want to consider preparing for any of this technology as they move to Android.
So Al, you just mentioned several new technology features which are aligned with VDC's research regarding the key trends. I think of note is the shared devices and disinfection guidelines and application modernization. Evaluating new devices is always a key step, and Honeywell's brought several Android-based products to market over the last 2 years, which lead us into pitfall number 2, not evaluating new technology and exploring the latest innovations and options. So John, what is the value customers are realizing with these new devices?
Well, it is interesting, Sean, because Honeywell was cruising along. We're executing against our roadmap. Everything's going great. And mid-March, we found ourselves in the middle of a global pandemic. Our customers were forced to adapt. And I'd say there's a couple of really key features we introduced, both on the software side and the hardware side. So on the hardware side, we released our Flex Range Imager, which is like nothing the industry has ever seen. This is a dual fixed lens camera system that can simultaneously capture multiple images at the same time, reading a barcode within a 6-inch to a 35-foot range. It also has built-in machine learning and artificial intelligence that allows us to use one camera to read the barcode and the other one to capture an image or even perform actions like optical character recognition. Another key introduction is the pivot we made during COVID-19 to offer our most popular scanners, mobile computers, and even mobile printers in the same healthcare-grade disinfectant-ready plastics that Honeywell pioneered for the healthcare industry over 20 years ago. And not just the bright white healthcare that you're used to seeing in hospitals, we're offering these products across our standard color palettes. So this will allow our customers to meet the more stringent return to the workplace requirements without worrying about causing harm to their devices. On the software side, we were able to quickly address the return to workplace requirements around social distancing, contact tracing, and even automate cleaning logs by adding these features into our operational intelligence lifecycle management tool. So we launched Smart Talk, which is Honeywell's unified communication solution for mobile workers. Smart Talk's powered by Counterpath, who's a leader in this space. It offers the broadest range of integration with all the major platforms, as well as a few features only available on Honeywell devices. So Sean, we're seeing a huge uptick in interest post-COVID around all these solutions. And many of our customers are now returning back to work, and they're busy supporting the all-important pilot phase of this, where they're testing the equipment.
That's great, John. And, so hearing many different interesting use cases for the new technology you guys are bringing up. But Al, John alluded to earlier that with Android comes more frequent updates and an increased need to manage these devices. What does that mean when customers end up making the move to Android?
No, that's a great point. Android offers an awful lot of, upgraded technology and current user interface and tool sets and just options that the older CE devices that wasn't offered in them. However, it does come with the need to put an effective OS and device management support model in place. Our customers continue to tell us that there's 2 primary changes in their work environment as it relates to mobile devices. Number 1 is staff cutbacks. There was always an IT expert that knew the devices, that could take and re-image a device after it came back from repair for years. Well, that individual is often not there any longer. And number 2, mobility continues to be extremely critical to the environment. So now these devices need to be managed from the point of delivery, through the repair process, through replenishment back to the users, all while providing a consistent process to upgrade or downgrade the OS version of the consistent Android device version that's supported by IT. When these devices over the next 5 or 7 years go in for repair, they will be factory reset to the latest Android operating system, which is common. The trick is to work with the enterprise IT organization to either back rev or upgrade that device so working devices go out to those users for years to come. Those reduced staff members, they need to be working with configured devices as they move through their business. Managing the mobile devices for customers has been a growing need in the marketplace for years. However, now with the work climate being reduced and fewer people and more management being needed, you need a really solid, documented way to manage the life cycle of these devices.
Well, guys, thank you both for joining me today and providing your quick insights on migrating to the Android OS-based devices. If listeners would like to learn more, there is a tremendous amount of resources both on Lowry as well as Honeywell's websites, and the links will also be included in the show notes. Also, if you contact Lowry and reference this webcast, you can qualify for a free Honeywell Android device pilot and engage with our expert technical team to discuss overcoming these 3 common pitfalls. Additionally, if you found this content useful, please keep an eye out for our upcoming webcasts when we dive into topics including integrated labeled print verification, as well as Honeywell's operational intelligence platform, and how that platform is enabling solutions from predictive analytics to proximity tracking. Thank you for joining us today, and please tune in to our upcoming webcasts as well.